Welcome to Smashville. This is PK Subban.
I'm Dan Hamhuis.
This is Craig Smith.
This is Mike Fisher.
But you need to dig in right now, every guy.
Everybody loves their soldiers until they come home and stop fighting.
Enough is enough.
They need me to bleed, and I'll bleed for my team.
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
This is Ryan Johansson. Welcome to Smashville.
This is Philip Forsberg.
I'm Victor Arvidsson.
I'm Ryan Ellis.
I'm Matthias Ekholm.
I'm Beckerin, and you're listening to the Renegades of Puck with Crazy Charlie.
Crazy Charlie puts words in my mouth. You can't trust that guy.
If you can't get some fire, some passion, some energy, and figure out how in the hell to talk about this magnificent sport of hockey that has taken over the city of Nashville, then why are you on the radio? You don't deserve it, and you should do the honorable thing and turn your mic in. You're making a damn fool of yourself.
This is my declaration. I'm coming after every single one of you. The lazy, the tired, the boring voices out there. Your time is up. I'm Crazy Charlie Saunier.
I'm Pete Weber of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Find a way, boys. No more half-stepping.
Now, here's your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.
Welcome to the Bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier, and before we get started with the no half-step in hockey coverage, first let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show, and once you're good and educated about the show, that's when you click on that merchandise tab, take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck. Socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets makes no difference to the Renegades. After all, the best way to say it is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent, unaffiliated operation known as the Renegades of Puck. So here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Instagram and Threads. You can also find us on Facebook. So we'd appreciate if you'd give us a follow along right there. It doesn't take you but a second. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it sure does go a long way to helping us out. Our YouTube channel is our primary source of content these days. So we post everything over there. Please follow along on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notification buttons and watch those videos as often as you can. Send them also around to the Renegades in your life. That would be much appreciated. You can also support the show financially if you'd like to do so. You can scan the QR code that's on our virtual tip jar right over there, or you can just go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck. Every single dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck in their new projects for 2025 as we begin building new sets and new operations for, well, new shows. Yes, coming soon. I look forward, but we have to get the construction done first. So if you can spare it, we can use it, please. It's that time of year where we're starting to do some construction on the new set, and we really could use a little bit of support. Now, listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 972. That's right, time for show number 972. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in the Central Division after 60 games skated. They have a record of 21, 32, and 7. 49 points has them in an absolute wasteland of the NHL. On the road, which is where their next game will take place in Boston, their overall record this season is 6-20. And 4. That's right, 6 wins, 20 losses, 4 overtime losses. So effectively 6-24 on the road this season. 153 goals scored, 201 goals against. That's a goal differential of minus 48. Now, before we get into the Predators week ahead, the Boston Bruins matchup and statistics and all of that, let's give you a quick update on the Central Division after the weekend's play. The Winnipeg Jets still maintain a healthy lead over first place with 88 points. The Dallas Stars in second place with 80 points, but they've extended their lead now over the Minnesota Wild, who are in third place with 74. The Colorado Avalanche just behind at 72 points in fourth place. The St. Louis Blues effectively finding themselves pretty much out of it now at 64 points. Utah at 63 points. The Nashville Predators at 49 points. And the Chicago Blackhawks in 8th place with 43 points overall. The Preds week ahead is as follows. After this game in Boston on Tuesday night, Thursday back home versus the Seattle Kraken. Saturday hosting the Chicago Blackhawks. Tuesday late night in San Jose. And then the 14th of March in Anaheim. The 15th of March in Los Angeles. For the Nashville Predators and the Boston Bruins, this is the second of two regular season meetings. It was back on October the 22nd when the Nashville Predators scored a 4-0 victory over the Boston Bruins. UC Saros got the shutout with 33 saves. Luke Evangelista, Tommy Novak, Gus Nyquist, and Ryan O'Reilly each scored a goal in that game. Swayman took the loss, going 38 out of 41. One of the Predators' better games of the season. The Boston Bruins, over in the Eastern Conference, currently battling it out for a wild card spot, have an overall record of 28, 26, and 8. 64 points, has them 6th in the Atlantic, but again, very much alive in the wild card. 18, 10, and 5 on home ice, 167 in the goals for category, 195 in the goals against category, minus 28 overall is the goal differential. We go back to their most recent stretch of completed games. Let's talk about the last 5. It is the 22nd of February, saw a 3-2 overtime loss versus Anaheim. The 25th of February saw a 5-4 overtime loss versus Toronto. The 27th of February saw a 2-1 loss versus the New York Islanders. The March the 1st, not 3-1, March 1st, we saw a 3-2 win at Pittsburgh, and then most recently on March the 2nd, a 1-0 loss at the Minnesota Wild. Swayman taking the loss in that one, 21 out of 22. Let's talk about the goaltending and the matchups and the statistics and everything else involved in this game. So let's start with the team rankings. Goals for the Boston Bruins at 2.69 goals per game is 28th in the league. The Nashville Predators at 2.53 goals per game is 31st in the NHL. In the goals against category, 3.35 for Nashville is 28th. 3.13 for the Boston Bruins is 22nd. Shots for the Predators, 29.6 per game, is 5th best in the league, while the Bruins at 27.5 is 22nd. Shots against, the Bruins giving up 28.5 against per game is 17th overall, and the Nashville Predators giving up 29.5 against per game. That's 25th. When it comes to special teams, the Predators are a whole ahead in both of these statistical metrics. On the power play, 70% conversion rate is 21st overall in the NHL. 34 conversion on 170 opportunities for the Nashville Predators, while the Boston Bruins are at 15.3% conversion rate. That's 29th overall in the NHL. 29 conversions on 189 opportunities. When it comes to the penalty kill, 80.8% kill rate for the Preds is 11th best in the league. 35 power play goals given up against this season. The Bruins penalty kill rate is 76.4%. That's 23rd in the league. They've given up 48 power play goals against. When it comes to the individual statistics and scoring leaders and the goaltending matchup for this upcoming game, let's talk about the Nashville Predators first. Philip Forsberg leads the Preds in scoring. 22 goals is the lead. 32 assists is also the lead. 54 points total is obviously number one. Marchessault at 18 goals, 27 assists for 45 points. Roman Jossi's at 9 goals, 29 assists for 38 points. O'Reilly's at 14 goals and 22 assists for 36 points. And Steven Stamkos, numbers just completely stagnant. 17 goals, 16 assists for 33 points on the season. Over on the Boston Bruins side of things, Pastrnak usually does quite well against the Nashville Predators. 32 goals, 43 assists, 75 points. Marchand having some injury concerns right now. 21 goals, 26 assists, 47 points overall in the season. Zacha, 12 and 25 for 37. Geekie, 19 and 13 for 32. And Lindholm, 11 goals, 20 assists for 31 total points. In net, Swayman, 18, 20, and 6 at 2.95 goals against average with an 8.98 save percentage. 3 shutouts on the season versus UC Saros, 13, 25, and 6 at 2.96 goals against average, a .899 save percentage, and 4 shutouts on the season. That's got you all set up for the Nashville Predators' third game of this road trip in Boston, facing off against the Bruins, closing out the regular season series. The Preds look to sweep the season series. It's one of the only opportunities they've had this season to get it done, but it will be tough with only 6 road wins all year long, and the Bruins fighting it out for a playoff spot. We'll be back next with the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We got to go back to Madison Square Garden and talk about the Rangers and the Predators on Sunday night.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to March 2nd, the year 2025, when the Nashville Predators were at Madison Square Garden to face off against the New York Rangers. Head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his lines and defensive pairings in the following way, and it is an 11 forward, 7 defenseman alignment. Smith, O'Reilly, and Sissons are your first line. Forsberg, Stamkos, and Marchessault. Lucchini, McCarron, and Bellows, Novak, Evangelista are your fourth line wingers. Your defensemen are Shea and Blankenberg, Delgaizo and Shen, Stastny and Barron, and England is your 7th defenseman. Noonan gets the start, second day of back-to-backs. We're 19 seconds into the first period, and it's Cole Smith off to the box, 2 minutes for hooking. Not a great start for the Nashville Predators. Noonan comes up with a save on Panarin, then comes up with one other save on Panarin. The Nashville Predators penalty kill is able to hold. At the 4:07 mark of the first period, Rempe versus England, but it all begins when Rempe takes Blankenberg hard into the glass with an elbow, and then England comes in and jumps Rempe. This leads to a hell of a fight, but then it leads to Rempe getting 2 for elbowing plus 5. It ends up with England getting 2 for instigating plus 5 plus 10. So we're back to even strength hockey after a whole lot of stuff went on right there at the 4:07 mark. Now we're at 6:30 of the first period. Noonan comes up with a save on Panarin. 7:03 of the first period. Quick comes up with a save on Mark Delgaizo with the 8:32 mark of the first period. It's Panarin who's already been all over the Predators in this first period with his 24th goal of the season. That puts the Rangers on top 1-0 at Madison Square Garden. We go to the 8:51 mark of the first period. That's where Steven Stamkos picks up a penalty. 2 minutes for tripping. 0 shots on goal. A very strong penalty kill by the Nashville Predators in this circumstance. At the 11:17 mark of the first period, Quick comes up with a save on Stastny. At 14:26 of the first, Noonan comes up with a save on Berard. At 16:22, Noonan comes up with a save on Carrick. 18:35, Noonan another save on Schneider. And 19:49, Noonan one more save on Cooley. We hit the end of the first period with the New York Rangers leading the Nashville Predators 1-0. On to the clean sheet of the second period. We're 26 seconds in, and we find our first action with Jonathan Marchessault picking up a penalty just like in the first period. This time it just took 7 seconds longer. This time 2 minutes for tripping. Miller picks up his 15th goal of the season almost immediately, doubling the New York Rangers lead to 2-0. At the 106 mark of the second period, Quick comes up with a save on Mark Delgaizo. At 2:18 of the second, Noonan comes up with a save on Lafreniere. But at 3:25 of the second period, it's Miller with his 5th goal of the season, and this puts the New York Rangers ahead by a score of 3-0 here early in the second period, with the Nashville Predators really not showing any life offensively yet at this point in the game. 5:15 of the second period. Now Noonan comes up with a save on Trocheck. 6:37 of the second. DeHaan's off the box. Minutes for puck over the glass. The Nashville Predators a great opportunity to start generating some offense, but they don't get a single shot on goal during this power play. 9:55 of the second period. Barron is going to repay the favor with a 2-minute puck over the glass penalty, and the New York Rangers are also going to repay the favor by not getting a single shot on goal during their power play. At the 12:29 mark of the second period is Noonan with a save on Berard. 14:47, and Noonan comes up with a save on Panarin. 16:21, and Noonan a save on Brodzinski at 18:34. Jonathan Quick comes up with a save on Jonathan Marchessault, and we hit the end of the second period with the Nashville Predators slowly starting to wake up, but finding themselves down 3-0. We go to the third period, and we're 20 seconds in, and it's Quick coming up with a save on Blankenberg. The 2:20 mark of the third, Noonan comes up with a save on Brodzinski. At 3:41 of the third period, it's Carrick off the box, 2 minutes for interference. Blankenberg, though, picks up a penalty, 2 minutes for hooking. This creates a 4-on-4 scenario. We hit the backside of the sheet, and we find ourselves at the 7:34 mark of the third period, where Noonan comes up with a save on Panarin. At the 11:38 mark of the third period, it's Quick coming up with a save on Delgaizo. 12:01 of the third period, Quick comes up with a save on Forsberg, plus a follow-up by O'Reilly ×2. O'Reilly really bringing the jam in this situation. The Nashville Predators actually generating some zone time, some offense, but finding themselves down by 3 in a little bit of desperation. Still not able to get by Quick. 13:25 of the third period. Now Quick comes up with another save on Delgaizo. Mark Delgaizo was prominent out there putting pucks on net in this game. 15:21 of the third. Quick comes up with a save on Brady Shea. 16 minutes of the third period. Quick comes up with a save on Smith. And at 16:57, Berard, 4th goal of the season. Makes it 4-0 for the New York Rangers, and that is going to do it. The New York Rangers and the Nashville Predators end up with 34 shots on goal each, so the Rangers jump way ahead in shots on goal in the first period. The Nashville Predators make up for that there near the end of the third period with a very large shot barrage, but still unable to get by Jonathan Quick in this one. So the Predators fall 4-0, get swept in the weekend series in New York, and now move on to Boston. We've got more to talk about when it comes to this game. We've got box score, we've got analysis, and so much more coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Painful. Let's do some analysis. Let's get through the box score, and let's wrap up this episode of the Renegades of Puck podcast. Noonan gets the start on the second day of back-to-back. Saros took the big loss against the Islanders. Now Noonan takes the loss against the Rangers, 30 out of 34. And to be honest with you, the goals that he gave up, he really didn't have much of a chance. The New York Rangers just picked the Predators' defense apart throughout this game. And it started early on with Panarin. Panarin was all over the Predators in the first period and then picks up the first goal, ends up being the game-winning goal. And Noonan, again, just never really had a chance in this one. His defense just got completely torn apart. Del Gaizo, 6 shots on goal, 2 block shots, 18:48 total time on ice. He was noticeable on the offense. He was trying to drive the offense. And you know what? Good job by him making the best of a tough situation and circumstance. You can't control the scoreboard, but you can control your energy, your enthusiasm, and your effort on your next shift out there. And Mark Del Gaizo was showing that all game long. He ends up leading the team in shots on goal, and again, was very effective out there in a sea of 7 defensemen. It's tough to get those minutes and to get that notice, but Del Gaizo certainly stepped up, I think, in a way that the coaching staff will take notice of. Marchessault had 5 shots on goal in this game. That led the forwards, but across the board, that's it for Jonathan Marchessault in this game. That's not good enough. Obviously, the Nashville Predators lose 4-0. Marchessault was not a difference maker in this game and has not been on this road trip or much at all as of late. He doesn't have a whole lot of support out there, and with the lines being jumbled yet again and only 11 forwards, Marchessault goes out there. He does what he can, but it's just simply not enough. Cole Smith gets bumped all the way up to the top line for his efforts out in Long Island, picking up 2 goals. The coaching staff rewarding the players that went out there, played hard, and tried to get the job done. So good to see Cole Smith getting that reward, but we all know that if Cole Smith is playing on the first line for the Nashville Predators, then their chances of success are not very high. I like Cole Smith as a player. I think he works very hard. He goes out there and he gives you a solid effort shift after shift. But he's not a first-line player. Every single person watching knows that. So Smith picks up 3 shots on goal for the Predators, and then we go to Schenn. Luke Schenn with 6 hits. That paced the Nashville Predators, and the Predators defense, even with 7 defensemen in this game, still only 1 hit by each of the other defensemen in the lineup. So 6 for Schenn, and the Preds defense just got absolutely torn apart. Englund took the Rempe bait. I'll talk about that more in just a second. Ends up off the ice for 17 total minutes in this game, so the point of playing the 7 defensemen just doesn't even work out when you lose one of those defensemen for nearly an entire period. That's why Englund only ended up skating 10:43 in total time on ice for this game. So the Rempe situation, obviously we have to talk about that. Blankenberg ended up being just fine after After that, he skated 17:37 in total time on ice, 3:42 on the penalty kill. He had a shot on goal. He missed a shot. He picked up a minor penalty. He had 2 giveaways, and he had a hit. So what I'm trying to say to you is that Nick Blankenberg was just fine. And while I do appreciate a teammate stepping up to defend Nick Blankenberg, Englund wanting to make a name for himself, he's notoriously been a tough guy in the Western Conference for a long time. The Predators know him well. But wanting to make a name for yourself on your new team and wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, in this situation, it just didn't work out. All it did was nullify the Predators' power play, and it ended up giving the Rangers more fire. Rempe is out there to create that exact scenario that he did. He hits somebody hard, the other team overreacts, and suddenly the game becomes a circus for a couple of minutes. The Rangers are used to it. They capitalize on it. They came right out of that situation and immediately scored a goal. It was within a couple of minutes, and they took control of the game. That was the game winner, and they had control of the game the rest of the way. Matt Rempe baited the Predators with a hard hit. Englund took the bait. A whole bunch of penalty minutes ensued from it, and it really didn't help the Nashville Predators in any way. It was a good fight. Englund definitely bloodied Matt Rempe, and if that is your version of success in this scenario, then, well, good job. Englund bloodies Rempe. But as far as the on-ice results, it helped the New York Rangers when Englund jumped in there and got that instigator penalty. So the Rempe situation played out perfectly the way the New York Rangers want it to. Rempe will face no discipline for this. There will be no follow-up whatsoever. It was a minor penalty for elbowing, not reviewed, not even considered. Minor penalty for elbowing, and then Englund jumps in, nullifies the Preds' power play, and then that's it. The Rangers win the game 4-0. So that's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. Let's hear from our good friends at Stripe Digital Solutions. We'll come back. We'll go through the box score with no goals and no assists. I can tell you there's not a whole lot of numbers to tell you, but we'll do it next right here, Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Time for the box score, the good, cold, hard numbers. No goals, no assists. So those categories and those columns completely empty. Let's go to the shots on goals. The first place we see a population of significant numbers. Mark Del Gaizo led the Nashville Predators in shots on goal with 6 in this game. Marchessault had 5. O'Reilly had 3, and Cole Smith also had 3. When it comes to blocked shots, just not that many in this game overall. Englund had 3, Del Gaizo had 2, Stamkos had 2, and Colton Sissons also had 2 in this game. When it comes to the physical component of things, it was Luke Schenn leading the way with 6 hits in this game. Kiefer Bellows also adds 3, and 2 for Philip Forsberg. 2 for Michael McCarron as well. Nobody else on the roster with more than 1 hit in this game. When it comes to your time on ice leaders, second day of back-to-back, so you expect to see the numbers a little bit more limited. 11 forwards, 7 defensemen alignment as well. That also skews the numbers just a bit. 20:06 is your forward time on ice leader. That is Philip Forsberg for this game. 19:52 for Ryan O'Reilly. 17:49 for Steven Stamkos. For the defensemen, it was 18:48 for Mark Del Gaizo. 19:33 for Brady Shea. So 7 defensemen, not a single one of them eclipsing 20 minutes in this game. The Predators' power play was 0 for 2 in this game. Your power play time on ice leaders are Philip Forsberg at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then Ryan O'Reilly at 1 minute and 50 seconds. Brady Shea at 2:09. The penalty kill for the Predators was 4 out of 5, out there entirely too often in this game. Your penalty kill time on ice leaders are Michael McCarron at 4:57. Cole Smith at 3:37, Nick Blankenberg 3:42, Luke Schenn 3:06, and Brady Shea, 425 of total time on ice shorthanded. That is extremely taxing for your top pair defensemen in a game that was already going to be an uphill climb. Other numbers falling out of the box score, the netminder, Jussi Sanonen, 30 out of 34, 4 goals against, an in-game save percentage of .882, 25 even strength saves, 4 power play saves, 1 shorthanded saves. And the other numbers from the box score, again, the power play 0 for 2, the penalty kill 4 for 5, so the Predators lose the special teams battle. Face-off winning percentage 69.6%. That's remarkable for this Nashville Predators team, but they lost by 4 goals and didn't score any goals, so face-off winning percentage didn't really help in this one. 20 hits, 14 block shots, 7 takeaways, 15 giveaways. Just not enough overall by the Predators. It took them too long to engage in this game. And overall in the weekend, the first periods were some of the most abysmal hockey we've seen from the Predators in all 60 of the games that they played this season. The coaching staff could not be more demonstrative about how they wanted to turn that around going into Madison Square Garden, and the Predators did not. Not only did they repeat the same performance as they did against the Islanders, but this time they lose 4-0. At least the day before, they were able to put a couple of pucks in the net and make the game interesting at moments. This game was never in reach for this Nashville Predators team. So I'm going to close the Predators coverage just by tossing the sheet away, because that back-to-back took a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy out of me. It feels like a lot more than what I saw out of the product on the ice. So the Predators move towards the trade deadline now here at the end of the week. We'll continue tracking all of those potential moves. The Predators should be selling all the way when it comes to fixing the mistakes they made going into this season. I don't know who thought it was going to be a great idea to just throw a bunch of money at a bunch of free agents and think that a team was going to materialize that was going to be so great. But this Predators team is going to possibly go down as one of the worst. It is one of the worst. It's not going to go down. It's one of the worst teams in Nashville Predators history, with a record of 6-20-4 on the road, with an overall record of 21-32-7, and still 22 games to go. And it feels like the worst is still to come as far as the results go. What we're seeing right now is just awful. So hopefully the Predators are selling. All right, we got to close out the Red River Spartans season. Game 1 went to Cincinnati. You saw that on the last episode. Nicholas Waugh for the Cincinnati Cyclones with an incredible 1-0 shutout against the Red River Spartans. It's do or die, backs against the wall. Red River Spartans have to win Game 2 to force a Game 3. Don't worry, I'll tell you that several times during the highlights of Game 2. It's a classic. Make sure you stay tuned for it. Renegades, stick taps, love, and respect.
You can tell it's going to be an intense playoff atmosphere here at the Ford Ice Center. The captain, C.J. Davidson, lines up to take the face-off at center. The puck is down. Cyclones come away with the first possession. Sikowski along the end wall. That's going to be the Cohen Peterson. Peterson has to get some support with a huge hit right there. Head pulls it out from behind the net. Skating the puck out, now gets involved physically with his man. They come together. Now they separate, but it is playoff intense out there in the neutral zone. And a great setup there into the slot area for Sikowski. Martino off the waffle of Waugh, then off the glass. Then Sikowski takes his man into that same panel. Davidson pinned along the wall, gets it to Sikowski. Sikowski takes a big hit right there. Sikowski deep into the corner, takes his man to the wall. Cincinnati does come away with the possession, but now the Spartans have it. Sikowski at close range off the cuff of the glove of Waugh. Spartans' best scoring chance so far of the first period. He'll hand it off to Davidson. Davidson through the neutral zone. 3-on-2 rush. Cervenak's got it, headed towards the net. Backhand, forehand. And what is the call? The net comes off and the referee says no goal. Cincinnati Cyclones opt to take the penalty shot here, so Sikowski out of the box, back to the bench. We hit the whistle, and now it's time for this penalty shot. Lehman in, shoots, catches the iron, no goal, solidly catches the upper 90. Young was beaten, but the post was not.
We return to 4-on-4 hockey with 7:03 to go here in the first period. Slick stick handling by Nuanez right there for the Cyclones. Cincinnati gets it low and sends it to the slot area, and Young makes a huge reaction save. Very little he can do right there, but just react. In this case, it was enough for 35 for the Spartans. That was Lehman with the slick redirect, but Lehman now has another opportunity. Young turns it aside, and Young with a spectacular second save on the rebound. Cincinnati had a glorious scoring chance just post power play, and Andrew Young was there to answer the test. Spartans are going to get the loose puck into the offensive zone. Ponta throws it towards the net. Blake Martino with a chip. Blake Martino has taken up residence all around the blue paint here in this second period. He's bringing a certain level of playoff intensity that we had not seen yet. Spartans again starting to tilt the eyes. Get another shot right there. What a save by Wall, reaching out with the glove on top of the pad, fully extended. Young has some trouble tracking that one through, but it catches end wall. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Blake Martino springs himself on a shorthanded breakaway. Martino in, forehand, 5-hole, scores. Blake Martino. We approach 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Cincinnati first on the loose puck. Jam attempt. Young stops it once, twice. It trickles out the other side. Cincinnati and Red River battling all around the crease area. Andrew Young coming away with 3, possibly 4 saves. Ponta now jumps on that one before anybody could see it, but Cincinnati reverses the play, and they'll look to attack. Cincinnati at close range. Young goes into the split, stops it at the post with the skate, and the Spartans come away with it out the other side. C.J. Davidson skating it all the way down. He'll fire it on net, and the Spartans will take that stoppage after Andrew Young just kicked out the toe and came up with a huge save on the other end. Cincinnati rack over the blue line, throws the puck off of Young, and Cincinnati gets to the rebound before anybody else could find it, and that puck is put into the net. The initial shot, Young stops it. It goes up just above his head. He loses it in the eye level, and when it drops, nobody finds it but Cincinnati. Number 15 off to the bench for glove taps. That's going to be Ketty. We've got a 2-1 hockey game here in game 2. Bossela has it, looks up, starts to skate, now dumps it diagonally hard off of the wall. Coogan skates into it, set play. Cincinnati had the play they were looking for, but could not get the final touch. Peterson picks himself up behind the play. Cyclones have it again. Get it into the Spartan zone, but a big hit is going to bring us a whistle right here. 18:05 to go here in the third period. Spartans looking to repel with Cohen Peterson, but Coogan gets down below the goal line. Wraparound attempt is stopped by Young. Spartans get the change and now look to go on the offense, transitioning through the neutral zone. A lot of hooking, a lot of holding, a lot of grappling, if you will, right there. None of it is going to earn the Spartans a power play. Playoff hockey continues. Spartans could not get there. Davidson had just vacated that spot. Cincinnati dumps it in hard off the end wall, gets to it, fires it, and ties the game at 2 apiece. The Cincinnati Cyclones again using that hard end wall ricochet to set themselves up for a play. Coogan banks it off the end wall to himself, pounces on it in the slot, and beats Young on their 42nd shot of the game. We've got a brand new hockey game, 14-18 to go here in regulation. Puck is down. Martino used the body to help secure possession. Davidson out high, sends it across to Ingersoll. Ingersoll back to Davidson. Davidson one-timer. Rebound jam would not go. Wow, big double save right there. 6:45 to go. Spartans keeping it in. Scoring opportunity right here. Waugh kicks it out. Rebound off the outside of the cage into the safety netting by Nealon Head. Spartans looking to force the turnover as we cross under 6 minutes to go. Sikowski takes it off the wall, takes it to the hard area, backhands it. Waugh comes up with the initial save, and the rebound put back would not go. Glorious scoring opportunity, what I believe is the 50th shot on goal for the Spartans here in this game 2. Cincinnati is able to come away with it, though. Final 30 seconds of the 4-on-4. There's that diagonal dump in play again. Cincinnati first on it, and they get the backhand shot. Young saw it coming. Davidson is back. Pass across, cannot connect. Cincinnati is going to get an opportunity right here. Young has to come up with a huge save in the final 25 seconds. Cincinnati with the one-timer. Young, another huge stop right there. Cyclones buzzing, looking for the winning goal. They have possession of the puck down below the goal line, feather it out to the blue line, sent back. Young turns it aside. Martino first on it. He'll clear it out to the neutral zone. Cyclones have to get back on side. Final 2-1, and we will head to overtime in game 2. Martino picking up some speed. He'll go 1-on-2 on the attack. He'll try to split the D, and he will not get the call. Ingersoll holds it in at the blue line, throws it towards the net. It hits the traffic in front. Wharton, while he was on his belly, tried to slide it in. Could not get there. Peterson crashing deep. This is going to allow for a rush for Cincinnati, but Ingersoll back able to support his D partner. C.J. Davidson, Blake Martino, both hunting, looking for that game-winning goal. But the Cincinnati Cyclones are going to get the rush right here. It's a partial breakaway, and Andrew Young stops it, stops the second rebound, and the puck is played out of the defensive end. That is a season-saving stop by Andrew Young on the breakaway. Suss, Kellett both inching in. Kellett gets to it. Spartans on the attack. It's thrown towards the net by Cerminac, but it is turned aside by Waugh. Spartans keep it in. Kellett has it, fires it towards the net. Redirect, rebound, put back through the blue paint behind Waugh, but it goes out the other side. Spartans turn it over. Kolomietz has it, fires it off the outside of the post. Spartans continue on the attack here in sudden death overtime. Maintain possession. Kellett plays it deep. Takes his man down shoulder to shoulder. The Cincinnati defense is extremely tired right here. Spartans force another turnover. Kolomietz cannot get it to go through the D. Cincinnati doing everything they can just to get the clear. Kellett on the half wall, steps up, keeps the play in. Suss keeps it alive. Suss not able to maintain possession, but the Spartans keep it in at the blue line. Cincinnati finally gets the clear that they desperately needed. But now Cincinnati off to the rush. Cyclones feed it to the slot. Andrew Young has to be strong yet again. Davidson loses the puck in his skates. There's a wrestling match going on. I think 2 points were just awarded to the Cincinnati Cyclones for a takedown. A late game last night, an early game today, overtime, playoff hockey, highly intense, very physical. This is where the no half-stepping comes in. Who's got that last burst? Who's got that last push? And who wants to play hockey tomorrow night? We'll find out with the Red River Spartans. Wharton coming back 2-on-2 rush now for the Cyclones. Cincinnati looking for the winning goal. Wharton deposits his man into the net instead. And Kellett will be the one that keeps it in. Davidson throws it at the net. Chip by Sikowski. Does not go. Puck bounced off the glass into a difficult area, thrown towards the net. Where is it? It's on the goal line. Young has it underneath him. Young facing his own net, has the puck underneath him. He lost sight of it for just a second, spun around, and keeps it out of the net. 4:02 to go here in the first overtime session. Ponta tries to chip it high off the glass. He will not go. Coogan keeps it in. Skates it behind the net, looking for the jam opportunity. Sikowski's going to be able to pick up that loose puck. He'll use the third dimension to try to spring Davidson and Martino. Spartans could not connect on the rush. Spartans defense back behind the net, looking to get on the play, but Cincinnati doing a good job forcing a turnover. It's in the slot area, and the Cincinnati Cyclones win in sudden death overtime, 3-2, and the Cyclones advance to the next round and will face either the Metro Jets or the Toledo Cherokee. For the Red River Spartans, the season has come towards its conclusion. We'll have handshakes at center ice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please